Good morning. Oh, come on. I know I can hear you. Good morning. Wow. Welcome to the 2021 8th grade promotion ceremony. We are blessed to be able to celebrate this event together. Stop and think about that for a moment. We're here together celebrating the achievements of this terrific 8th grade class. Yeah, you guys can clap for that too. Let's try to be fully invested in this moment, and let's try to leave all those other outside distractions outside as we acknowledge this very special class who I'm very proud of. Special hello to everyone this morning who's watching this event on live stream, and many thanks to Ms. Mintz, Mr. Melman, Mr. Ponzetto, Ms. Coate, and everyone at Princeton Virtual. You will be able to watch this event again at home via the link that we have provided, so we look forward to that as well. At this time, it is my great pleasure to bring to the podium Ms. Daphne Kendall from the Board of Education.
Good morning, 8th graders, parents, relatives, Dr. Galasso, Mr. Burr, Dr. Donovan, Mr. Schmiel, administrators, teachers, and staff. It is my pleasure to join you this morning to say a few words on behalf of the Board of Education. And it's even more special because my daughter is one of the students who will be promoted to the high school today. When thinking about the past year and the challenges you've experienced, the word that keeps coming to mind is resilience. Resilience is defined as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, or the ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape, elasticity. Studies have found that being resilient is one of the best predictors of student success and happiness later in life. The ability to adjust and recover from a setback is important. 8th graders, you are all resilient. Your middle school years were marked by a global pandemic. Some of you had a rough time. Some of you thrived, but you all made it through. And you all learned how to use Zoom. This is important for you to remember as you move to the high school and beyond. You experienced a tremendous shock and were able to adjust and continue on, even though it was very different from what you were used to. You've proven that you have the ability to overcome the setbacks and obstacles you may encounter. One day, you will look back and realize just how hard it was and just how well you did. Your family, friends, teachers, and everyone else who helped you through are still here for you. Plus, there are many wonderful teachers and administrators who are so excited to welcome you, the Princeton High School class of 2025. So, to the first and last graduating class of Princeton Unified Middle School, and to the first graduating class of Princeton Middle School, on behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations to you and your families. Have a fun and safe summer, and we will see you in September. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kendall. At this time, it's my pleasure to bring to the podium Superintendent, Dr. Barry Galasso.
Greetings, everyone, students, family, faculty, and staff. I'm delighted to be with you on this important occasion. I would like to first take this opportunity to acknowledge and recognize Juneteenth as a state and national holiday. That from this day forward, recognizes as a nation the significance of the day and reminds us of the work to be done. 8th graders, I am really pleased and proud to be part of this ceremony, celebrating and marking your passage to high school. Princeton High School is an exciting, vibrant educational setting that will provide you with many opportunities to explore clubs, activities, service opportunities, athletics, intramurals, and performing arts, just to name a few. But besides the amazing faculty and administration and all the courses that you could possibly take, what really makes PHS phenomenal is you, your individual personalities, your skills, your talents. That makes each and every single class very special. Your goal in the next phase of your studies and work at Princeton High School is to find out what you love. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple Computer and Pixar Films, once said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." I will tell you from a personal experience, that is right. I've been doing this for 50 years now, and I've always loved what I'm doing. And it was a high school teacher in 11th grade who said some things to me, and I watched him teach, and the impact that he had as a coach, a teacher, and an advisor on students. And I said, I think I'd like to do that. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to experience that with somebody who gave me the love of what I do today. Whatever your course in life, you do want life satisfaction. Start again by finding what you love. There's also a tendency and desire of teenagers to move away from parents and their influence and family and friends and those who have guided you in the past. I will tell you that 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you will realize how smart they are and what great advice they gave you. And for mom and dad, you may not think they're listening, but I find myself saying the same thing to my children that my father and mother said to me, and my own children to their children. So they are listening. They're just putting you on a deferred listening scale. Be proud of your accomplishments today and look forward to anticipation the best 4 years of your life. Best wishes and congratulations, but for health, for joy, and success. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Galasso, for your service to the students and families of Princeton. It has been a pleasure to work for you. Thank you very much. Every year at promotion, I thank the staff for their efforts. Teachers dedicate full effort to students every day. This year, our teachers have worked harder than ever, building connections, creating lessons, and most of all, they devoted themselves to you each day, whatever was needed, helping you through each one of this year's challenges. So at this time, I'm going to ask the 8th graders and everybody here to please stand and honor my staff with a standing ovation. Every year, we make it a point at this special ceremony to really listen to the voices of its students. I believe that the best schools celebrate the student voice. We have 283 8th grade students, of whom we are extremely proud. If you watched Annie online, if you listened to the blended voices of our choir, mixed together digitally, if you came to trivia on Fridays with Dr. Donovan, if you overheard our amazing students interact with author Andrew Aiden, former Harlem Globetrotter Derek Grant, or Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman, then you know that our kids are some of the most fun, insightful, and talented people that I know. Therefore, it should be no surprise that we put the student voice forward on a morning like today on this special promotion ceremony. You will hear clearly through the remembrances of our 8th grade students as they recall the highlights of their time in middle school. So at this time, I'm honored to bring to the podium Ms. Zoe Newland.
Good morning, teachers, parents, classmates, and friends, and Mr. Burr. I'm Zoe Newland, and 2 years ago, I moved here from the other side of the planet. Princeton was a completely different world than the one I grew up in. You could say that I was unprepared, but the moment I walked through those doors, I just knew. I felt it. Even though I didn't know that I would have made the friends I did, loved the teachers I loved, laughed at the crazy things my friends said and did, I knew that this was a place that I would laugh in the halls with my soon-to-be friends, decorate and stuff lockers because apparently that was a tradition here. But most importantly, I knew that this was a place where I would make my most awesome memories that I would keep with me my entire life. September 3rd, 2019 was the new student orientation. Me being fresh off the plane, had no idea what I was getting myself into. But an ocean of new students, Mr. Foley pulled me out and introduced me to 2 girls. Little did I know that he had introduced me to 2 of my closest friends to this day. 7th grade was hard for me. It was different. I was so used to a silent class, 6 hours of homework on a daily basis, and, well, raising my hand like this. In fact, on my first day of school, I stayed in homeroom after the bell rang and everyone left because I thought Dr. Melzer was going to walk me to my next class, because that's what the teachers at my old school did in China. But I was wrong. In those first few months, we had a ritual of counting down the last seconds before the bell rang, and it was as if our whole lives were about to start over from the beginning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ding, and reset. Within the blink of an eye, 6 months had passed, and it was March. In those 6 months, I acted in both the play and the musical, where I made most of my friends. I became more comfortable in the American learning system, and I was starting to discover the person I wanted to become. And then COVID hit. 2 weeks of remote schooling turned into 1 month, then 2, then 3. Then school ended and summer started. Yes, finally, it's totally time to burn our masks. Who cares? It's not like we need them anymore, right? Right? Wrong, because summer passed, but we were ready to roam the halls like kings and queens, to rule the school, to be 8th graders, right? Once again, we were wrong. We never got to rule the school. Even when hybrid classes began, we were in the building a total of 17 days over 4 months, and totally masked and distanced the whole time. Not the way we expected to rule the school, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ding, and reset. For months, we knew our friends and classmates through a box this big. For months, we woke up in the morning just to stare at a computer screen for 5 hours straight because there was no other way. For months, the business owners that sold anti-blue light glasses became rich while we went blind. For months, we checked the time on our computers every 10 minutes because we no longer had a bell to count down to. But it's okay, because then we went back to school. We were in classes, we saw our teachers, we wore something other than PJs, hoodies, or sweatpants. But it was still hard because we couldn't see our friends smile and we couldn't hug in the halls like we used to. We stood 6 feet apart and there was barely any socializing, which, let's be honest, is the best part of school. And we are still here. We are still 6 feet apart and we are still wearing masks, but something is different. Over the past 9.5 months, we've made memories. We still smiled under our masks. We still laughed, though a bit muffled by 3 protective layers. We still stressed over essays and quizzes. We still made memories despite, well, everything. Over the past 9.5 months, I've made so many memories. Like on the first day of online school, I was let into the science Zoom with dancing and booming music. Like the times my English class begged to watch Zootopia because technically it was a dystopian film. Like on Decades Day, when I watched teachers in their Decades attire and listened to their stories of being spooked by their own hair sash. Like every time we played Blue Gets Gold Quest in civics, the classroom became a battleground, everyone for him or herself. Or maybe it was dressing up like a cat for the play, or playing an orphan named Annie that just put everything over the top. But ultimately, I think it was definitely the people that made my experiences more memorable. So today we sit here and we're ready to move on with our lives. Some of us are nervous, some of us are excited, some of us are sad. But one thing is for sure, our time in middle school has come to an end. Ding! And it's time to reset. And I know this is gonna sound super cheesy, but this is just the beginning. So maybe it's time to stop counting backwards and start counting forwards to our infinite futures, where the numbers and our options only expand. Limitless. So classmates, stand up, and actually stand up. And let's count the years we were here in middle school from 6 to 8 and try to remember one awesome thing from each of those years. Together. Ready? 6. 7. 8. Ding. And now we can say 9. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. I'd like to welcome to the podium Lola Sofia Jimenez.
Good morning, Princeton Unified Middle School. My name is Lola, as Mr. Burgess said, and I'm in 8th grade, House 6. I wanted to begin by saying thank you to all of the staff and parents at Princeton Unified Middle School for the safe environment that you've created for students and the kindness that you spread every day. In our past 3 years of middle school, we've learned a lot. We've learned how to navigate in a time of wearing masks and being distanced from each other, while simultaneously finding ways to still connect and live our lives to the fullest. To say that these past 2 years in our world have been rough would be an understatement. This pandemic has taken a toll on all of us, to say the least, as well as countless heartbreaking social injustices. We have experienced so much loss and grief, but yet we found a way to see the positive. Today, I want to focus on our blessings and our resilience. Our PUMS journey began with the 5th grade mixer. I remember all of us being nervous wrecks and unsure how it really worked. Once we got comfortable though, we had the best time. We took pictures in the photo booth, we were dancing and giggling to the tunes we loved, and we just had fun. Now, if only we could go back in time, we will tell our younger selves to appreciate it more. In our 7th grade year, I know I wasn't the only one to be psyched not to be the youngest in the school anymore. We knew how to work our lockers and we knew where our classes were. The beginning of the year was normal, as we imagined it to be, but little did we know, on Friday, March 13th, 2020, everything would change for us. On that day, we thought that we would only have off from school for about 2 weeks. Once those 2 weeks were over, we assumed we would return to school, but no. The school said that we needed to stay home because of COVID-19, something that we had no knowledge of but would learn about very quickly. This made us feel conflicted, isolated, and afraid. We didn't know what was in store for us, our families, and our world. But we found ways to quickly adapt to classrooms online, FaceTime hangouts, lots of family time, and learn that there really isn't anything that Amazon can't deliver. We had the idea that in the fall of our 8th grade year, we would be in person and back to normal, but that was not the case. I could spend time focusing on what we missed out on, but instead, I want to look at what we've gained. We've gained a newfound appreciation for smiles, sitting in classrooms with teachers and classmates, visits with long-distance loved ones, and everyday hangouts with friends. We've gained amazing technology skills and now know that we have the ability to adapt to any circumstances. Those early morning school days and long sports practices that we used to dread, now we can't get to them fast enough. And more importantly, now we view the world through a new lens of empathy and awareness. And with that, we know that we have the power to change the world. To my classmates, I hope that when we start 9th grade, we will all be in person, no matter where we are going to high school. I hope that everyone has had an experience at Princeton Unified Middle School where they can say in their following years that middle school was a place where they learned with joy and grew with purpose. I know that the resilience that we've obtained from these past 3 years will stick with us forever. And most importantly, in the words of the poet laureate, Amanda Gorman, I hope that when this ends, we'll smile sweetly, finally seeing in testing times we became the best of beings. Thank you.
Thank you, Lola Sophia. At this time, I'd like to bring to the microphone Alicia Xu.
Buenos días, me llamo Alicia Xu. Estoy realmente emocionada de poder hablar con todos aquí en español hoy. Es muy difícil imaginar hace 3 años cuando entré en la clase en 6º grado sin apenas saber nada en español, aparte de cantar hasta 100, los colores y los saludos básicos. Pero en los 2 años siguientes, descubrimos la cultura española en gran profundidad. Planificamos nuestro propio viaje a España. Visitamos todos los países diferentes que hablan español. Aprendimos palabras sofisticadas y cotidianas. El 15 de septiembre del 2020 fue el primer día de nuestro español de octavo grado. Yo entré a la clase y vi por primera vez a la maestra al otro lado de la pantalla de la computadora. Así empezó un año muy diferente. A pesar de las dificultades de aprender en esta modalidad remota, pudimos alcanzar un nuevo nivel de español, que incluye el pretérito y el imperfecto. Finalmente, mis historias y oraciones no estaban todas escritas en el presente o progresivo. El ser parte del programa de español en PUMS estos últimos 3 años me ha cambiado mucho. Me permitió entablar nuevas amistades, establecer vínculos con los maestros, apreciar y respetar a las personas de diferentes orígenes. Me abrió los ojos a una nueva cultura y me enseñó el poder de ser bilingüe, o en mi caso, trilingüe. Yo sinceramente agradezco a todos mis profesores de español por todo lo que han hecho para cultivar mi crecimiento y amor por otras culturas. Espero que mis compañeros de clase continúen su viaje para aprender español durante los próximos 4 años en la escuela secundaria, de modo que cuando sea el momento de graduarnos nuevamente, podamos hacer un viaje de graduación a España sin tener que usar el traductor de Google. Muchas gracias. Good morning. My name is Alicia Xu. I'm honored to speak here today and even more excited to be able to do so in Spanish. It's hard to imagine that only 3 years ago, when I first walked into Señorita Fallon's classroom in 6th grade, I barely knew anything in Spanish, other than counting to 100, the colors, and the basic greetings. But as we progressed through the next 2 years, we uncovered a deeper understanding of Spanish culture. From planning our own trip to Spain, learning about different Spanish-speaking countries, to studying everyday vocabulary in Spanish. In this unprecedented school year, I first met Senora Perlo on the screen of my computer. But despite the difficulties of remote learning, we unlocked a whole new level of Spanish, learning how to use the preterite, the Spanish past tense. Finally, I could write sentences that don't all occur in the present moment. And so, I must thank Senora Perlo for giving me the superpower to time travel to the past. Participating in the Spanish language program at Princeton Unified Middle School these past 3 years has enabled me to appreciate people with different backgrounds, open my eyes to a new culture, and understand the power of being bilingual, or in my case, trilingual. I sincerely thank Señorita Fallon, Senora Valentine, and Senora Perlo for all they have done to develop my skills in a new language and cultivate my love for other cultures. I hope that my fellow classmates will continue their journey in learning Spanish during our next 4 years in high school, so that when it's time to graduate again, we can go on a graduation trip to Spain without having to use Google Translate. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. I'd like to bring to the podium a very great artist, Emilio Gonzalez.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Emilio Gonzalez Toro. Nous voici virtuels et en personne pour célébrer la promotion des élèves de 2021. Il est important de se souvenir des 3 années incroyables que nous avons passées ensemble. J'ai commencé à apprendre le français en 6e année avec Madame Kenna comme professeur. Au début de la 6e année, tout ce que je pouvais dire était bonjour et au revoir. Mais rapidement, à travers des chansons, des projets, des vidéos et des histoires, Madame Kenna nous a appris les verbes français, les vocabulaires des descriptions, la nourriture et l'histoire du peuple cajun. L'activité la plus mémorable de la 6e année était la célébration de Mardi Gras avec mes amis. En 7e année, M. Powell nous faisait parler de notre week-end. Ça nous a aidé à apprendre le passé. Ce cours m'a aidé avec ma participation orale. Le blague de M. Powell était amusante. C'est en mars de 7e année que COVID nous a forcés d'apprendre virtuellement. M. Powell a fait des Zooms avec nous et nous avons découvert Paris virtuellement et fait des simulations d'entretien de babysitting. Nous sommes passés en 8e année avec Mme Dupuis où nous avons commencé la nouvelle année scolaire sur Zoom. Mme Dupuis nous a lancé un projet sur le pays francophone. Puis, nous avons commencé notre unité sur le domicile et les routines quotidiennes. Ce cours avait toujours une atmosphère animée. Dans sa classe, nous avons regardé un film qui s'appelle Le Ballon Rouge pour narrer les présentes. Nous avons ensuite terminé l'année avec une unité sur l'alimentation. Mon expérience comme élève de français a été incroyable grâce aux professeurs incroyables. Nous avons appris plus que la langue française, mais aussi la culture du monde francophone. Je sais qu'en passant au lycée, nous avons encore beaucoup à apprendre. Mais merci pour ces 3 dernières années. Madame Kenna, M. Powell et Madame Dupuis, vous avez changé nos vies. Hello, my name is Emilio Gonzalez Toro. As we gather both virtually and in person to celebrate the graduating middle school class of 2021, we should be proud of the work we have accomplished in the past 3 years and for all the great memories we have together. Although our middle school careers have come to an end and we start to prepare for the next chapter in our life, it's important to reflect on what we have already accomplished. It feels like not long ago I first began taking French in the 6th grade with Madame Kenna as my teacher. At the beginning of 6th grade, all I could say was bonjour and au revoir. But quickly, through projects, videos, stories, and songs that I still use to this day, Madame Kenna taught us about French verbs, vocabulary that helped us describe things, food, and the history of the Cajun people. The most memorable activity of the 6th grade was the Mardi Gras celebration with my friends. We then moved to 7th grade, and Monsieur Powell would have us lined up every Monday morning to talk about our weekend in French, which helped us learn the past tense. This class was what helped me gain confidence to improve my oral participation skills. Mr. Powell's jokes and dedication to connect on a personal level with each student made his classes engaging and humorous. It was in March of 7th grade that we had to turn virtual because of COVID. Although it was tough having to handle the technology and adapting to a very different school year, Mr. Powell kept us engaged with learning French with daily Zooms. We learned about Paris and did fun mock babysitting interviews to teach us vocabulary that helped further our skills of talking about ourselves and others. We transitioned into 8th grade with Madame Dupuis as our teacher, where we started the new school year through Zooms and navigating Canvas. When we returned to school, Madame Dupuis started us with a project about francophonic countries so that we could review our past vocabulary and learn about other cultures. Then we did our unit of the home and of our daily routines. If you walked into Madame Dupuis' class in the middle of the year, you'd find us working in engaging group or individual projects. Although the projects required hard work, it was always fun to present them to the class. Her classes always had a lively atmosphere. Then we watched a film called Le Ballon Rouge. This allowed us to narrate in the present tense. We then ended the year with a unit on food. My experience as a French student was incredible thanks to incredible teachers. We learned more than just the French language, but the cultures of francophonic people around the world. I know as we move on to high school, we still have so much to learn, but thank you for these past 3 years. Madame Kenna, Mr. Powell, and Madame Dupuis, you changed our lives.
Thank you, Emilio. I'm happy to bring to the podium Miss Louisa Boos.
我最近学到以及公司说过的话，真是无所不至极。对我们来说，中文是最难的语言之一。我其实我们一直都不会中文。我想学中文是因为我希望都会中文语言去和世界联系。 我很感谢校长 Mr. Burr、Mr. Carlo 和外文主任 Ms. Russell 提供这个学中文的机会。第一年的中文对大家都不容易，我们先学句子。我很难想象还有更多要学的。就在我们觉得掌握了窍门时，我们必须在家上网课。我们不能和同学互动。今年10月我们会来学，大家高兴极了。我们热烈的讨论有关我们的家、喜欢的动物、喜欢的互动、早饭和水果的主题。我非常感谢每天能和同学互动。我记得年级第一次上中文课去看8年级的学生说中文，我完全被迷住了。现在我上完8年级了，我能说更多更难的中文。我很感谢于老师和沈老师教我好玩的有用的中文，使我想学更多中文。谢谢。Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, "Wheresoever you go, go with all your heart." I only found out about this quote recently, but I think that the essence of these words is what carried me and my classmates through our Mandarin learning. I chose to take Mandarin because it's always been a dream of mine to be able to connect with anyone, anywhere in the world. I am incredibly grateful for Mr. Burr, Mr. Carla, Mr. Charleston, as well as Ms. Russell, supervisor of the language department, for providing the opportunity to expand my knowledge and learn such a wonderful language. As any new thing is, our first year learning Mandarin was not easy for anyone. We had just started covering numbers, and I couldn't even imagine going further than counting to 10. Slowly, we transitioned into simple greetings and phrases, but just when we felt like we got the hang of it, we all got sent home for what we thought would be just 2 weeks. Learning through a screen completely changed the experience. We did not get to have the interactions with other students that is so important to learning a language. So it was incredible to come back to school in October of this year. Hearing the class come to life as we discussed our families, favorite animals, favorite activities, breakfast foods, and fruits made me appreciate this part of my routine and the community that I built with my fellow classmates. I remember a moment in my very first Mandarin class where me and my classmates were invited to come to the 8th grade class and watch the second-year students practice a conversation. I was absolutely mesmerized that they could say so much. Today, at the end of my second year, I am able to hold a conversation even longer and more complex than the one I watched that first day. I am very grateful for my teachers Yu Laoshi and Shen Laoshi for making my Mandarin learning experience fun and educational and allowing me to expand my knowledge and ambition. Thank you.
Thank you, Louisa. Our final student speaker this morning is special young lady Lena Hamilton.
Hello, graduates. My name is Lena Hamilton, and I'm honored to represent this year's 8th grade class. I would like to begin by thanking all of our teachers and faculty members for their incredible work this year, even through distance learning. I would also like to give a big congratulations to this year's class of 2021. On March 13th, 2020, we packed our bags and transitioned to distance learning. On September 14th, 2020, we logged on to Zoom as this year's 8th grade class. As a student, this year has been incredibly difficult and draining. We have had to completely move out of our comfort zones and figure out how to learn solely through a computer. We have been forced to change out of our regular habits and routines and adapt to a new reality. A reality where we cannot speak with our friends or teachers in person. A reality where every day feels like something tragic or life-altering is happening in the news. A reality where we have been forced to spend hours on end staring at a computer, hoping to retain enough information to pass our classes. Yet somehow we have made it to the end of the year. We have been able to adapt to new realities and persevere through our challenges. This year, we have proven time and time again that we are resilient, that we are indeed capable of overcoming obstacles and barriers. For all of this, we should be proud. Now, maybe you are looking at this past year and you aren't feeling proud of what you have accomplished. Maybe you look at this year as a major loss or almost as a big failure. All of these feelings are okay because it is easy to dwell on the imperfections or how everything seems to be going wrong. But at the end of the day, everyone seated here before me should be proud because you are still here. You have persevered through all of the hard days and nights to make it to this moment, this incredible milestone that marks yet another transition as our journey as students. In a couple weeks, we will leave this building and move across the street where we will begin our journey as high schoolers. High school is not going to be easy. High school is going to bring even more challenges and barriers, and we will have to adapt yet again to a new and strange environment. But with all of these challenges come great opportunities to overcome them. Over the course of our high school years, we will make new and long-lasting friendships and possibly move away from old friendships. We will experience new teaching methods and the newly added pressure of what comes next. After high school, we will move on through the world as young and educated adults. All of that starts right here at this very moment. Over the past year, we have built strength and resilience. We can use that strength to push us through high school and whatever challenges come our way. Every single one of us is capable of bringing something to the table. You might not know what it is yet, but it is important to keep going and persevering. Every single one of us has a bright future ahead of us. Let's keep pushing forward together.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lena. I'm very blessed to be able to bring to the microphone a very special young lady that I will miss next year. Please welcome Sheena Ash.
Hi. There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and that emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along
So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Oh, wow, Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find the way, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you, that a hero lies in you.
Eighth graders, stay standing. Sorry about that, I should have told you a second sooner. Some of our heroes are here today on the hot bleachers, and they helped us get through this year. Can you all give your families some applause? Because they're proud of you and they love you, and I know you love them, so thank you. Thank you for that. You guys can stay standing, because it's at this moment that I'm able to announce to you just how proud I am of all of you, and I wish all of you the very best on your transition to high school. And we're very lucky to have with us today the next principal of Princeton High School, Mr. Frank Schmiel. Mr. Schmiel, I present to you the middle school promotion class of 2021.
Wow. Mr. Burr, you are giving me some of the most intelligent, most well-spoken, and talented students I've ever seen in my life. Everyone give them a round of applause. All right, class of 2025, you may be seated. Before I get into the other parts of my remarks for today, I want to echo what Dr. Galasso had to say about Juneteenth. Tomorrow, June 19th, marks Juneteenth. We celebrate this holiday recognizing when the African American slaves in Texas were formally notified that they were free by a Union general. This happened on June 19th, 1865, about 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation had taken effect. It has been celebrated in Texas as a holiday for about 40 years. And as more of our nation has united to support Black Lives Matter, Juneteenth has become a more well-known holiday celebrating the abolition of slavery. President Biden signed Juneteenth into law as a federal holiday yesterday, and we celebrate Juneteenth as a learning community. Also, this Sunday is Father's Day. For all our fathers and father figures among our guests today, thank you for being there to raise our children. Thank you for all the hours of hard work and sacrifice so that in raising good children, you are making our world a better place. Students, I am happy to be here with you and to have a chance to speak with you. I've been living in Princeton since coming to Princeton University 28 years ago. It seems like just yesterday. It is where my wife and I began our family, and we have never left since. I remember when our daughters graduated from this middle school, and my older son will be coming to this middle school next year. I hope that you can feel and realize that Princeton is really special and a great town. Now, when I think of middle school from my own experience and from watching my daughters go through middle school, I remember it as both very fun, yet very challenging, sometimes awkward, and even cringe. For all the adults here, I think we could relate back to this when we look back at our hairstyles, clothes, and the shoes we were rocking back in middle school. No doubt, students, as you go through your PHS journey and reach senior year, you're going to have some good laughs when you look back at the pictures from this time in your life. But listen, let your family and friends take those pictures. Don't argue with them. Don't be too cool. Let them have this time to honor you. This is your day, and they want to honor you in pictures and cherish you while you're at this age, because we don't get this back. Next year, we're going to have something big in common. Besides being cool, fun, good-looking, and stylish, because you're all stylish, we're going to be new to PHS together, and I'm happy about this. It means that we're going to be growing in our high school together. This will give us a special bond. You will be the only 8th grade and now rising 9th grade class who will ever have this in common with me, and we won't forget it. So that you know, one of my favorite things to do as a principal is to get to know students. I like to learn many students' names and what they're interested in, and follow how they're doing in school. I like to come out to their extracurricular events to support them and cheer them on, and I look forward to doing this with you all. Parents, guardians, and families, I look forward to our partnership in educating our children. Thank you for working so hard to get them through to this point. You must have done a great job, because around me sit some sharp, put together, and ready for the next level students. At PHS, we are ready and happy to receive them. Great times are in store, and we will accomplish marvelous things together. To our standout middle school principal, Mr. Burr. That's right. And our stellar middle school teachers and staff. Give it up. Thank you for working tirelessly to educate our young people through one of the most difficult times in history. These students around us are our students. And when they graduate from PHS, we will all get the satisfaction of celebrating their success together. We are a team. So, rising PHS class of 2025, enjoy this day. Let it sink into your memory, complete with your cool style and your fresh looks and nice hair. Celebrate your family and friends. Please don't give your families a hard time, especially your dads. Let them take those pictures. You'll be glad they did. Smile and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Schmiel. At this time, will the students of House 5, Row 1, please stand? Zoe Claire Newland. Lola Sophia Jimenez. Alicia Xu. Emilio Gonzalez Toro. Louisa Boos. Lena Hamilton. Nikolai Margulis. Sheena Cameron Ash. Tobias Anderson. Wyatt Arshan. Amelia Avalos. Priyanka Bakshi. Sophia Schwartz. Franklin Lopez. Luna Barr Cohen. Braden Barlag. House 2, please, row 2, please stand. Alexander Baudouin. Ryan Ben-Slama. Blake Bergman. Sebastian Bon Jovi. Sophie Botwood. Ezra Brumer. Isaiah Akinwale Robinson Carter. Raymond Chang. Katya Chikanova. Elizabeth Chorba. Noah Chung. Phineas Collins. Chase Conforti. Cyrus Cordell. Henry Crotty. Jack Crotty. Row 3, please stand. Pietro DeLellis. Zion Dong. Kaylin Donovan. Karim L. Ejay Ergin. Griffin Ettenberg. Jonathan Feldman. Laura Forney Sanchez. Nico Franceschi. Julia Godfrey. Sophie Dono. Dante William Green. Kyle Grismala. Josh Hainan. Ella Boyd Heyman. Nicholas Homeland. Philippa Jordan Homeland. Joseph Hu. Row 4. Isak Indiayat. Michaela Irizarry. Caitlin Ishikawa. Kentaro Ichibui. Iwabuchi. Jaden Jung. Mia Kincaid. Ryan King. Alex Kwok. Lotta Labis. Mark Lackner. Derek Leva. Devin Levy. Grace Lee. Micah Lee. Besa Lies. Amy Lynn. Jiami Alice Liu. Inez Lopez. Virginia Marchese. Leanna Marshall. Victor Martinez. Cedric McLeod. Elijah Meyer. Christina Metaxas, Bense Molnar Soma Diviari, Elijah Moreno, Vita Moss Wong, Eileen Moyer, Leonard Munes, Mateo Navarrete, Grayson Neal, Gracie Neem, Henriette Ondongo, Alexandra Osipov-Grodsky, Anna Sophie Ott. Next row, please stand. Itai Oz, Edouard Palacios, Felix Luke Patton, Luca Petreka, Torsten Pfeiffer, Edward Pohl, William Ponder, Winslow Price, Yana Prokashin, Asma Qureshi, Eric Ramirez, Mia Ramirez, Bodie Ramsden, Isabella Riera, Deirdre Ristic, Andrew Rivera. Next row. Kenneth Romero, Juan Ronconi, Cole Rose, Katie Santos, Leo Surrett, Colin Saunders, Molly Schwartz Minocchio, Vasilisa Seneco, Zoe Shavitz, Sophia Singh, Claire Smith, Gabriel Smith, Johnny Sun, McConnell Sundgren, Olivia Tague, Madison Tepper DiCarlo, Tessa Ty, Emilio Vasquez. Next row, please. Angelique Vasquez, Joelle Vermouth, Lily Von Romer, Jeremy Wachtel, Robin Bella Wachtel, Andy Wang, Audrey Wilhelm, Tarquin Wood, Corey Woodson, Xiang Xing, David Xu, Trevor Yu, Jingwen Yuan, Leah Zakut, Marina Zaldiariaga, Sophie Zhang, Edwin Zhao, Cindy Zhao, Ava Maria Zizak. House 6, row 1, please stand. Nicola Abastide, Oliver Augustin Saravia, Alexandria Ardahali, Finley Ashenmiller, Tamar Asiag, Natalie Osterman, Zinat Bajwa, Nathaniel Bowser, Yavraj Betty, Nicholas Berde, Dia Berry, Zuri Blackman, Emma Borisov, Jules Paul Boutry, Azariah Brightman, Annabelle Talia Breyer, row 2. David Brophy, Isabella Butendijk, Mona Chu, Ryan Craig, Florencia Kirchitzer, Matthias DaCosta, Josue Davila, Alessandra DiBianco, Elise Ding, Brian Donis, Maria Douglas, Florica Aleshes Lipsitz, McGregor Estime, Ava Friedman, Jake Gaudino, Jack Giblin, Benjamin Murphy Guttai. Next row, Scarlett Gitterman, Vera Goliad, Aritz Gomez Murillo, Nico Gramdetto, Caitlin Griffo, Sebastian Gutierrez, Anya Haberly, Maya Hocht, Matheson Hall, Graham Harrison, Weston Henry, Connor Hewitt, Bowen Hu, Sabrina Hull, Kelly Hurtarte, Jack Houston Wong, Jaden Jane Edwards, Richard Jean-Pierre. Next row, McKenna Jenkins, Jalen Johnson, Madeline Johnson, Mackenzie Jones, Oliver Wan, Evan Kang, Noah Cassis, Alex Kwok, Lada Labis. Oh, my bad. Rhea Casey. That's better. I'm back on House 6 list now, everyone. Owen Kelly. Henry Keysweater. Alyssa Kim. UB Kim. Ellie Kovalek. Andrew Quo. Xander Kurian. Henry Langmack. Colin Lansky. Andrew Sungchae Lee. Diane Sophie Lee. Ming Lee. Tanner Lindsley. Abigail Marin Livingston. Thompson Lord. Devin Madden. Sanjana Manjani. Judah Marks. Sarai Martinez. Lois Matsukawa. Rachel McInerney. Haya Mia. Sarah Miller. William Moe. Next row, friends. Danny Manga. Baz Monty. Fiza Morale. Osvaldo Morales. Marc-Andre Morel. Avery Morgan. Maeve Motto. Dean Mooney. Natasha Mooney. Eleanor Nagar. Lisa Nakaya. Gabriel Navarro. Leo Obregon. Sophia Penn. Christopher Penston. Sophia Penn. Marina Perez. Thank you, folks. Live television. Travis Patron. Jordan Fanthavong. Alonzo Pimentel. Michael Pohl. Amos R. Porter. Sophia Patokny. Kay Rasmussen. Leopold Renaudin. Will Renda. Kayla Resnick. Ceci Reynolds. Alexandra Riera. Sabine Anthony Ristad. Nethra Santaper. Dester Selby Salazar. Luna Cheval. Olivia Tague. Next row. Madison Tepper DeCarlo. No. Shloka Shriram. Ayush Shrivastava. Gabriel Segrist. Gautam Simons. Adele Victoria Slaymaker. Caleb Slosberg. Archie Smith. Arthur Solopenko. Pearl Song. Rima Srivavasta. Melody Strum. Jenna Stuckey. Ava Tabar. Michael Tang. Dana A. Thompson. Eliza Tilney Sandberg. Quentin Tuzo. Lillian Tulashevsky. Abigail Villatoro. Last row. Andy Wang. Sean Wilton. King Yi Joseph Wong. Lillian Wright. Jaden Xu. Joyce Xu. Thomas Xu. Gavin Yoon. Noah Zox. Jacqueline Anna Zhang. Let's hear it for the promotion class of 2021. I'd like to bring to the microphone Miss Allison Fay to introduce our choir performance.
Congratulations, everybody, on your promotion ceremony today. Today we're about to hear the 8th grade performance of Your Heart Goes With Me, a piece by Francisco Nunez. We invite you in this year filled with Zoom meetings and mute buttons and more nonverbal communication than ever to join us in some simple American Sign Language of the title of this piece, Your Heart Goes With Me. On the word your, please take the palm of your dominant hand and press it forward. On the word heart, using your third fingers, trace the shape of your heart. To say goes with in American Sign Language, your 2 thumbs are pressed forward together. And for me, touch your chest using your pointer finger. Together, let's perform Your Heart Goes With Me. helped us put this piece together. Thank you all.
Can I have another round of applause for Ms. Allison Fay, who was here early this morning to make sure that went well? Thank you. I'd also like to thank the music staff, in addition to Ms. Fay, Mr. Rob Reeve, Ms. Roberta Stafford, Ms. Rhiannon Pinola, for helping our students' musical talent be part of this special day. I'd especially like to thank my assistant, Miss Louise Hoffman, for everything she did today to help us get this promotion, which has never been done here before. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Ms. Soroka, Ms. Rodriguez, and Ms. Lopez for their dedication to the parents, students, and staff of Princeton Unified Middle School. It's also long been customary for me at this time to recognize special staff members who have come to the end of their teaching career. And so this morning, I'm very blessed to be able to say thank you to Ms. Patty Rando. Patty, if you would stand. Patty sees kids. Every year, she sees kids. And she always sees kids who need to be seen. And it's an example to all of us. So thank you, Ms. Rando, for all you've done. Many good luck and congratulations. Behind me today in the wings are my assistant principals, Tim Charleston and Stephanie DiCarlo. You should both take a bow and feel very good about all you've accomplished this year to help students, staff, and families. Folks, they're both two first-year assistant principals. Can you please give them a round of applause? They're standing behind me today, and they're always behind me, and for that I feel blessed. While I know that I will continue to work with Mr. Charleston and Ms. DiCarlo, also behind me today is my very good friend, Dr. Christina Donovan. You saw many of our kids clap right away because many of our 8th grade students know Dr. Donovan because she's always there for kids. Many in our audience know Dr. Donovan because she's always there for families. It's just a matter of fact. She's always there. It's a blessing for me to be able to stand here at this promotion ceremony and thank you for your leadership and your friendship. And I also want to thank your family for sharing you with us all of the time. So Dr. Donovan, you will be missed. Thank you. I also have a special good luck and congratulations to my friend, PTO President, Ms. Kim Marks. Kim, would you come up here for a minute? Thank you. Our PTO is a lifeblood of our organization that we call lovingly Princeton Unified Middle School for 3 more days. And I want to thank Ms. Marks for everything she's done to help us and our PTO. Thank you for beautifying this event. Finally, I want to thank our families. People have used the words unprecedented, challenging, and hosts of others to try and describe this year. But today I'm focused on the word togetherness. Look around you. We didn't do this last year. All of you here, you didn't get to sit with your friends like this last year. This is a pretty neat and special thing. I'm grateful that we're here together to watch our kids continue to grow up. As always, I thank the Princeton community for being supportive of our school and of me. This concludes our celebration. To give you an idea of what is happening next, you may come down, celebrate with your students. You can take pictures. They will meet you at various parts of the track. Please do not leave the fenced-in area. We want to make sure we keep everybody here because we're going to walk back together united as a class as well. or should I use the word unified? Thank you very much. Good luck to all of you. It was a pleasure to know you. Good to be with you. Have a great day.
Bye.